For the record, I was not looking for this fancy light, nor was I looking for these Ray-Ban sunglasses, though I was looking for sunglasses. Light found at a thrift store. Sunglasses found stuck in some rocks at a beach. A couple of small scratches. Better than the dollar store glasses I was using. So, it's been a long time. Summer has happened and it's basically over. There's quite a few reasons I haven't been posting, and I'll probably get into another video, but I just want to say that, you know, I have at this point, though I do still have my Nikon Z6, and I actually recently added a lens. Got my old Tamron 85 1.8 back for a couple reasons, partially because I wanted to see once and for all which one I actually like better, this or the Viltrox. This has stabilization, this has weather sealing, but as of now the autofocus performance on the Viltrox is just so much better, so it's hard to want to go back to this. I will be trying it though, for some portraits side by side with the Viltrox. It's coming someday. So the reason for the glasses right now is same as before, except for I'm trying to nip it in the bud before it happens. My eyes are getting strained and stressed. Yeah, been doing a lot of editing again. Been doing a lot of sort of freelance photography and videography this summer. And yeah, again, I don't want to get too deep in that. There's nothing there. But the bottom line is, yeah, I haven't stepped completely away from Nikon. I still have my Z6. I'm still using my Z6 a little bit, and I also added a Z50. I also added a Z50, which I have to cleverly disguise the strap for. Okay, it's not the Z50 strap. So here I have the Z50 with the Viltrox lens on it. I got the Z50 primarily, well, for my kid. He needs a camera. He's been using well, two different Canon IXYs since he was 2. And I figured he was about ready for an upgrade. And he's always wanted the interchangeable lens like Daddy has, so he's got it, and he can use my lenses. So, anyways, but also the Z50, you know, I wanted to be able to use my lenses for myself. My 200 and 400, I wanted to see what it would be like with a 1.5 crop. Plus, I did pick up the 1.4 teleconverter. I kind of picked up a lot of gear over the summer. And just the Z50, you know, it has the flip down screen, so I thought that would be a good way to be able to vlog. Is that what you could say these days? Video logging. But yeah, so what did I get? What's the big mystery camera? I'm filming with it now, and I'm not going to tell you right now. I am going to be posting some photos in this video. Intermittent, perhaps. I should have done that earlier, maybe I did. But yeah, I'm just gonna kind of tease you guys just a little bit here, probably for less than a day or two, depending on if I can actually do more videos after this, whether I have the stamina right now. I got fat this summer, that's the big news. Not really, but I got fat. Basically, shit. Alright, so basically what happened was, A, I was busy this summer, B, it was super hot this summer, so a lot of days I would just rather be inside editing, even though my heart wanted to be outside. It was just like, this is, you know, borderline heat stroke weather we were having here. So, and then I got some sort of virus. I guess it's been going around, like the, what's it called, the Budweiser virus, I think, Anheuser-Busch, something like that. It makes your mouth taste like shit. Shouldn't surprise you, given the name. But anyways, it's yeah, it was short-lived, but you know, to keep other people, you know, where I go do photography, a lot of my time is spent where there's a lot of old cameramen, and I said, you know, I probably should just stick it out for a couple weeks at least, which I did. And then after that, I actually, rather than going and hanging out with all the cameramen, I had some other work to do with a more youthful crowd, which I thought was more appropriate. The official time now they're doing in Japan is like 10-day quarantine, self-quarantine. But I went a little further than that, and then, like I said, I kind of stayed away from the more susceptible crowd. Regardless, Japan already had its kind of another wave of that Coors Light Budweiser virus. So that, anyways, that kind of knocked me out. I was already kind of like getting lazy and fat over the summer, which I hate doing. Usually I'm much more active in the summer. But yeah, so it just basically, I'm just now really, again, it's not that I really got that sick from it. It was just that I was already lazy and it made me more lazy, and just now in the last week and a half or so, I've been getting back to my regular routine, at least trying to, but also catching up with a lot of photos, a lot of commitments to get people a lot of photos, and a little bit of video. So, and there's more of that coming. So how do you guys manage it? If you're doing this, honestly, if you're doing YouTube and you're also doing, I do a lot of live shows, street photography, and obviously nature photography. Maybe I just do too many different types of photography, but I'm not going to stop. I enjoy them all too much. But I'm thinking I need to try to condense the shooting time. It's so hard here because basically, as you can see in these photos, this is just one day, and I basically, the goal was to ride my bike as far as possible on a flat surface, because usually I'm going up and down hills to get to my usual spot, and I felt like after being fatinated over the summer, I think that's the word, fatinated, I felt like I was probably not wise to push myself too much. So I'm going back to my old school route, which is just a really long river ride, which, turned out there was at least a dozen Kawasami Kingfisher today, and it looked like a nest of between mother and father, at least a half a dozen. The babies are already big, but it did seem like that's what it was, because they tend to be in the ground, and that's where I saw them all fly out of. And nearby there was also a heron or an egret, I'm not sure. I'm forgetting my bird names, but the littler white ones, they're not little by any means, but they're smaller than the stork that you can see here, and the gray heron, which I will show you in a little bit after you get your fill of stork action. You know what, we'll come back to the stork. There's lots of footage of the stork. Here's the gray heron. He's pretty badass. And I just missed. I didn't miss the shot, but I didn't get his head in the shot when he took off from that spot. Yeah, he landed nearby, and you can see from the ground, I didn't really recognize it at the moment. He looked like he was going to take off again. I went to snap the shot, and he pooped more than I've ever seen any other bird poop. Luckily, my shock kind of got me. I moved the camera and blurred the picture on accident, but I didn't really want to see that. But then he did this. Please mind the poop, or don't mind the poop in the shot. But they do this where they're warming their wings. He was in the shade for quite a while before that, just chilling. He wasn't even really hunting or anything. I don't know, resting, I guess. But yeah, so I've seen them before doing this. It's really, sometimes they strike some really cool poses. This one was alright, but yeah. But yeah, and here's the, I think they're herons, and I'm gonna probably have to write in a little subtitle to correct myself here. But the white ones, yeah, there's a lot of them, and it's really fun watching them next to the stork, because the stork walks through, and it's really interesting is the stork doesn't really mind them, and they're obviously aware of him. I think in the back of their head they're slightly nervous, but I think they're fairly used to it. But with each other, they tend to fight and squabble for the prime spots. As you can see here, this was kind of fun because there was originally two, and the one was clearly the dominant one chasing around here. But as I was following the one that got chased towards this kind of step waterfall, suddenly I saw. At first I thought he came back around, but it was a different one came in, chased that one out, and then when I panned over, I saw that as the smaller one flew away, that the other one too was kind of keeping his distance. Like he got out of the way fairly quick because he kind of recognized probably that bird and knew that it was in his best interest to back off. so yeah, the bully got bullied out basically. Anyways, yeah, so it was a really cool day. And also, yeah, you're barely gonna be able to see this, but it seems that I found also a nest for these herons, which I think I mentioned earlier, but which aren't herons probably. But yeah, I'm gonna try and go back in the morning if I have the energy. This is pretty late now. I didn't mean to stay up this late, but it happened. So I'm gonna try to go in the morning and get that nest, get closer, get under it on the other side of the river, see if I can get some shots. My friend, he's got the Nikon 800mm, as well as he just picked up the teleconverter, the 1.4. So Z mount S, just in case you guys don't know. And I promised some more footage from that lens. I got so much footage from that, and he recently picked up the 4.5, which I've been playing with a little bit. So many photos, and that's the thing, is I think what I need to do for YouTube is I need to give up on trying to edit photos. I need to just have JPEG files only for YouTube. I tend to shoot RAW only, but I've been going back to JPEG and RAW lately, and I think that's what kind of is required if I'm actually going to put out this content. Otherwise, I'm simply not going to have the energy to do it. And the reason I'm just rambling today is because I was putting together something more than this, and there's actually a few different projects I've been putting together, and I'm just kind of burnt on that. And I don't want to claim the YouTube burnout, because I don't do it enough to be burnt out. But I'm burnt out on editing photos. I get burnt out from time to time, and I'm there again. So the remedy for it is go take more photos, ironically, and then you end up with more photos that you have to edit. So yeah, a little bit stuck right now as to what to do. But the new camera I'll be talking about soon. All the footage, all these photos from today are from the new camera. Some of you might be able to figure out what it is. I'm filming with it now. You might be able to figure out what it is this way. I will just say that it is not Nikon, and I've got mixed feelings about it. Overall positive, but we'll get into that. There's a few build quality issues. So I guess that's it. Thanks for watching Film Studio Taku. Thinking about changing to Film-Studio-Taku-in-Japan. What do you guys think? The whole Hi thing, that was just left over. I think actually my original YouTube was just called Hi back in the day. So yeah, maybe Film Studio Japan Hi, I don't know. We're just getting kind of wordy there, right? Film Studio Taku Japan. I think somebody stole my Film Studio Japan a while back, and actually stole Film Studio Taku. Film Studio Taku, I probably get some comment here, but believe me, I originated that like well over 11 years ago, and then several years ago I saw somebody else in Japan using it, and I was like, damn it, I should have trademarked that. Maybe it is trademarked, because I've been using it for so many things so long. I will find out. Lawsuit! No. Japanese are scared, by the way, of Americans lawsuits. That's a whole other thing. But yeah, anyways, damn. This will probably never get published. Or will it? Thanks for watching, guys. I promise more content is coming. And also, I think we're going to be doing some vlogs. I think that's also part of the cure here, is that I need to stop thinking so much about sharing. I don't want to do camera reviews anymore. I don't want to do that shit anymore. I will be doing it a little bit. I'm not directly camera reviews stuff. I won't be doing. If the Z8 or Z500, whatever they're going to call it, comes out for Nikon, I'll probably talk about that a little bit. But I'm really getting tired of talking about camera stuff, and I'll talk about what I own, I think, a bit. and my experiences. I really am tired of not just from myself, but just the whole YouTube hype game, you know. And that's the thing, is when I do these talks, I do it from in here and a little bit in here and a little bit of just kind of get a wisdom. You don't know me, trust me. But anyways, the bottom line is, when I do this, I have to watch other people's stuff and kind of like get a vibe for what everyone is saying, and then try to be original, and also, you know, incorporate the stuff that does seem to be true, rather than just go by spec sheets. I do like to see what other people's experiences are, but holy shit, it sometimes really, really annoys the shit out of me watching people. There's some good people out there, but there's so many just hype monkeys. I don't know what to call them. They're just these, like, look like they've done a line of tweak and is it okay to talk about this? I'm not promoting it, because I definitely am not promoting that, but that's what it looks like Jim Carrey, the ride the snake, like that. It's like what I see when I see some of these YouTubers. They're riding the snake. I'm tired of it. Peace.